Oh, good morning. It is Tuesday, August 26th. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. I got my second co-host of the week, teed up, locked and loaded. Ben Hadley here. We're going to talk about some news and talk about some NAMAD and talk about some EVs and talk about some robots in factories. It's kind of a fun industry we're in. Like, imagine if we were in like the paper industry, how boring that could be.
Don't get me started on the paper industry.
Really? You have thoughts on the paper industry? I mean, Dunder Mifflin, obviously.
Didn't realize how much the paper industry meant to the state of Wisconsin.
Oh,
if you know, you know.
I totally know. I've been where you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I very much understand Kimberly Clark and the history of Neenah, Wisconsin.
Let's go.
We'll talk about that. That'll be a deep dive episode. But by the way, fun fact, if you're walking around today and you happen to be outside, or if you happen to be at Disney or you're somewhere and you see a manhole cover, I want you to look at the manhole cover, and there's going to be a city and a state on the manhole cover. And more often than not, that city and state is Neenah, Wisconsin, where most manhole covers are, quite a few of them are manufactured. Also home of the Bergstrom Automotive Group. And there's your fun fact for a Tuesday. I point one out every time I'm walking with friends. I'm like, oh, I've been there. I've been to Neenah.
We did not get that part of the tour, but shout out Bergstrom. Tim Bergstrom. God.
He's a savant.
The best.
All right, we'll talk about that more. We have a number of things. It's Wheels Up this morning. By this afternoon, I will be in Las Vegas covering the 25th, I think, annual NAMAD annual members meeting with my good friend Errol Bomar III. Kyle's on vacation. Ben couldn't make it. All my co-hosts chipped out on me. So I have Errol and I are going to rock the mic for 3 days in Las Vegas covering podcast content, talking to OEMs, talking to dealers, talking about best practices, industry partners. So we hope that you can follow along with all of the content that we're going to be putting out. That'll be the morning show. Also, you can look for a special podcast called NAMAD Sessions. We will have those. We'll be releasing them in pretty steady order over the next week. So we hope you follow along and get all the best insights and the new things that are coming out. NAMAD is one of the best. Have you ever been there, Ben? NAMAD
just thinking about it. I was just thinking about it, and I was about to ask you. I haven't been.
Oh man, next year. Next year's your year.
You know what I mean? Like there's 3 Filipinos in this industry that I know.
What are the other 2?
Carlito from La Fontaine. And oh no, her name's killing me. From Victory Automotive Group.
Oh my gosh.
Come to me in a second.
I wonder if they're going to be there. But you all need to show up then. There's only 3.
I feel like we got to bring our whole
it's the whole
nation. Exactly.
I'll tell you what, it is definitely the highest dealer to industry partner ratio in any event in retail auto. And dealers who show up to NAMAD are ready to learn. They're ready to try new things, which I think is one of the best kept secrets in the industry. If you haven't been to the conference, if you're an industry partner, like this is a place where dealers are like, tell me the new thing. I want to try it. Teach me. Let's do it. So we'll be there on the ground with them. So I'm looking forward to joining you all from there. And we're not going to talk about the Soto Edge webinar, but we're having one. I guess I just talked about it. We're going to be talking about it every day pretty much for the next 2 weeks. But you can go to asoto.com and check out what that's all about. But we have some news to talk about today. I got all excited because I'm going to be with all my people later on. So, we got news to talk about. Here's something that everyone's kind of been like on bated breath. There's been a big emergency, but maybe not so much. The IRS is giving EV buyers a little breathing room to secure the full $7,500 EV tax credit, shifting expectations just before the hard deadline that was set for the end of September. Previously, buyers had to take delivery of the new EV by September 30th to qualify. However, the IRS is now saying you just need a binding written contract and a deposit by that date, even if delivery comes later. This obviously is going to help ease the Q3 rush from buyers and dealers scrambling to get the vehicle delivered by the 30th. The IRS says the taxpayer will be entitled to claim the credit even if the vehicle is placed in service after September 30th, 2025. So if you were rushing to buy that EV to get it delivered, I think everybody can calm down, get the contract done.
Is there any like insight into the if this even worked? Like do we just vary? Like if I'm a manufacturer and I'm like, oh, there's this EV credit, great. Like, wouldn't the natural thing to be to increase the price a bit
Oh, to offset the EV credit, because it's I think that's what the argument they've had when there have been like credits in the past to buy real estate, right? The market just adjusts to whatever the credit is, right? If it's giving $10,000 towards the down payment of a new house, doesn't the market just adjust up $10,000? I don't think that's the same with the EVs, because I think the affordability issue has been in place since they came out. And now there was another story we didn't cover today, but we're starting to see for the first time ever, EVs are wholesale cheaper than ICE vehicles brand new. Cost of ownership below.
You just took the words out of my mouth, man. Because I'm like, you can drive like a pretty sweet Tesla 3 for like 30 something K.
Oh yeah.
So the affordability thing didn't really ever pencil with me either. I mean, I get it.
I think it's actually what we got caught up in, though, is the fact that there was like this idea that these vehicles had more value than they did, when in the end the consumer's like, well, we're just going to buy what we see the value in. And so I don't think manufacturers ever had a chance to adjust up or down. It really, the market is dictating what people are willing to buy or not. There's another story about the Jeep. Have you seen the Jeep Wagoneer S? It's the Jeep.
No.
Okay, so
it's an EV version?
It's an EV, but it's not like big like the Wagoneer is. It feels more like a Model Y size. So Jeep Wagoneer S, it has the equivalent of like 600 horsepower. It does the whole 0 to 60 in 3 seconds thing. And it was like 65 grand. And Jeep is now, like, there are reports of this across the country being marked down 28 grand off MSRP right now.
Whoa.
So you can drive this car for insane. In the 30s, which apparently is what people are willing to pay for a car of this size and of this drivetrain. So, I think that everyone who wants to buy an EV or has been, curious to buy one, go do it, right? You have 30, 33, 34 days to go get this done. Get the EV tax credit, especially if you're leasing, which the majority of people are. Apply the tax credit to the lease. And Ben, I can't tell you how many people ask you what car they should buy and you tell them an EV right now.
9 out of 10 people. Easily.
Yeah, because you're in the car business. So when you're in the car business, you always get the friends that are like, "Hey, what car should I buy?" And you start asking all the questions, like, "What size?"
There was a freaking Acura. What was it? Acura ZDX, I think, right now.
Yeah,
it was like just sitting on the lot. They did a collab with GM on it, and that thing was like, there was places you could lease it for like $99 a month, and I was just like,
with like $3 grand down.
You want to just have like a spare car, like just.
I know. It's tough though. Despite that, right? Despite that, you try to show people this. A lot of people are hesitant to lease that aren't used to leasing, and they just don't really calculate the like, well, actually a vehicle is like cost per mile, because even that used car that you think you're going to pay cash because you're listening to Dave Ramsey, right? Like that's going to depreciate a lot more over the next 3 years than this EV is going to. And so it's tough, but the bottom line is, if you're out there, this is the deal. The EV, the next 30 days is the place to get it. And you don't have to take delivery. You just have to sign the contract.
Yeah, sign on the dotted line.
Sign the dotted line. Yeah, exactly. I want to come up with a great segue because we're talking about robots, but I don't have one. So I'm just going to say, speaking of robots.
Stop. Segue.
Oh, this is
wait. You should have, bro. You should have had me do it, because then your all-time streak of amazing segues wouldn't have. Nobody's expecting. That's a Ben segue right there. Speaking of robots.
There you go. Well, Hyundai's new $5.5 billion Georgia plant is a showcase of robotic innovation, but even with 750 robots on the floor, it's the human touch that is ensuring that each EV rolls out with quality and care. Basically, the Elabel plant features a 2-to-1 human to robot ratio, basically 2 humans to every robot. But that is far lower than the industry average. The industry average is 7 humans to every robot. And this factory has only 2 humans to every robot, which is going to make that epic battle at the end a lot easier for the robots to win. But robots handle welding, material movement, and humans are managing quality control and some more complex assembly, like some like wiring harness, routing, and some things that you just need the human touch to make sure you get right. CEO Jose Munoz says the goal is to not replace humans, but to, quote, maximize human potential. They've pledged to hire 8,500 workers by 2031 as part of their $2 billion state incentive deal. Track team leader Chico Murphy says it makes everything feel a little safer than just relying on some machines, meaning the humans and the robot interaction. But if you saw the pictures, Miles, did you scroll through the pictures on this? So there are just so many pictures here. And if you go to the Wall Street Journal's page, the link in the article, these are all videos. And you can just watch the humans and the robots interacting. And it is very, very impressive. They have everything from like the big arm robots that you've seen to those little dog robots that walk around and measure things. Like they got them all.
Oh, man. First time in my life I've heard human to robot ratios ever. Oh. I just want to mark this occasion for myself, which is like, oh, hey, yeah, their ratio of human to robot is 2 to 1.
Dude, pretty soon you're going to hear about that in like an elementary school.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I genuinely mean like, okay, August 26th.
You're totally
This
right.
is the first day. Also, 4,600 employees. Does that mean, or no, 8,500 new employees?
8,500 by 2031.
So
does that mean there's 17,000 robots?
4,000. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's half. Wait.
Half. So it'd be 4,000 something.
Oh, yeah. 4,000 robots. Yeah.
4,000 robots. That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
It's like really, it kind of, you've probably seen the movie, what's the one with WALL-E? You've seen that?
Recently. Oh, actually, okay. like the last 6 months. Yeah.
So if you've seen WALL-E, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. There's this scene when they're on the spaceship and all of these like random robots are just like parading through the halls, like they're going a little berserk, and there's all different robots of shapes and sizes. That's kind of what this factory looks like. There's like the dog robots, there's the arm robots, there's the ones that the cars are sitting on, just like moving the body of the car around. And I can't help but think, Ben, about all the conversations we were having over the last 2 and 3 years about the worker shortage because of birth rates. Remember all that? That conversation has disappeared actually overnight, seemingly.
But now that makes sense. I mean, supplement it with the robots.
And AI.
Here, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Brand wise, do you think the consumer is going to prefer higher or lower human to robot ratios? Like if the consumer is aware.
Depends on what it is.
You know what I mean? Like
it's kind of like a made in the USA stamp is going to be like, that means something to me. So like made by humans is going to mean something to me.
I've always wondered if made in China, if we imagine made in China, meaning like with humans, cheaper human labor, actually becomes of a higher quality feel than made in robot land, like wherever robot land is.
I mean, that all has to do with whether or not disclosure is going to become mandatory. Right. So like, I think some brands will see it. I think just like every time, like a brand might have an angle where it's like, this is handcrafted, this is made by humans. But I do think a lot of activities like making a car, I think most people would probably be like, I'd rather have the robot do the welding. Right. If you're not like from a family of welders that you're like, no one can do it like a human can. Right.
Yeah.
Like there's an element where it's like, I kind of want a robot like making my pacemaker.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I objectively think I want a robot made car. I just don't know how the rest of I'm a weirdo, right? Like,
I think this is where like the fit and finish and the human touch where the brand builds in the human touch. Like a lot of the future is going to be how do we scale the human element inside a business, inside manufacturing, inside delivery? How do we scale the human element to a point where it actually adds value to the transaction or to the product? Yeah. And I don't think that's ever changed, but we are going to be faced with a new element. Like if I know something is written by a human or a song is written by a human, it has more intrinsic value to me than if I know like somebody typed in a thing on Suno and it made up a song.
100%. Right? Yeah. But, effort equals meaning.
Yeah. Effort equals meaning. So I think maybe there'll be some new ways that we maybe track and delineate what the effort is that goes into it.
It's going to be really tough for the next generation to figure that out, don't you think?
One day, Ben, our children are going to look back on these podcasts and be like, you know what? Our grandpas, they ask some really good questions.
Yeah.
Like they had no idea
to figure it out.
I hope they're still thinking critically about this stuff. I really, really, really do. Speaking of the young ones thinking critically, now that's a segue. Gen Z may live online, but when it comes to shopping, the path to purchase often ends in a store. A new YouGov study shows the digital native generation still values the physical retail experience. 69% of Gen Z starts their buying journey online, but over half still browse in stores alongside the online stuff. Discovery is mixed, 50% hearing about new products through personal connections, and 46% finding them while shopping in a store. 29% of Gen Z spot items online, but then buy them in a store, while only 21% do the reverse, see them in the store and then buy them online. Social media still remaining crucial. 64% of Gen Z using it to discover products versus 44% of older adults. Omnichannel is where the action is. And, according to the study, retailers can't afford to pick a side. So this one tracks for me.
100%. I'm not knocking on Carvana, but the old thing I think in the CRM was 78% of people buy something totally different than they leave a lead on.
Right.
And if you reverse that stat, right, it goes, all right, so only 22% of people are fully confident in what they want to buy, so much so that they're like, yeah, deliver it. Like that could even be a Carvana kind of customer.
So what are they doing? Are they just saying deliver it anyway, even though they're not fully confident?
I mean, I think there's 22% of America that's ready for just buy a car online and have it shipped, right? I think the other 78% are like, I'm pretty sure, but I kind of want to go feel it. I want to go touch it. I want to go do the thing.
Yeah.
And this stat doesn't surprise me at all, because like freaking, if anybody's been so starved of human to human connection, it is that generation that has lived online their entire lives.
That's so true. And then they went through the COVID separation. They went through all of that stuff. And I'll tell you what, like Miles, who's actually producing the show right now, Gen Zer, it was his birthday yesterday, and we're hanging out and we're listening to Nirvana. It's like he got to take over the house's playlist. So on our Sonos system now, I'm like, Miles, you're the only one that successfully got us to like play Nirvana, like full volume in the living room. Right. It's the only way that's ever happening. But it is funny to see how the tendencies of Gen Z are going back to this more raw, authentic feel in a lot of the stuff, not just the interaction and the shopping, but also the music. And if you're ever wondering what Gen Z's up to, go outside a Hollister in your local mall on a Saturday. And number one, you will see a line of dads outside, just like waiting by the railing in the mall, which I think is an amazing opportunity for Hollister to just treat them a little bit nice. And then they'll want to go to Hollister. But like, they like shopping in stores. And you know what they're buying, Ben? The same things we were buying when we were teenagers. Painter's jeans.
Oh my God. I saw someone, whole UVM just came back into college.
Yep.
The amount of Jenko jeans. I mean,
Jenkos, Painters.
Just giant. Yeah.
I had all these things. I threw them out a long time ago.
I used to be cool when I was 11.
Now our children. Well, you will be cool once again. Listen, thanks for joining us here. We got 18 minutes into your day, but you have the rest of the day, the rest of the week to go take care of some people, regardless of what the robots are doing. The people are out there. Serve the people. Everything else you'll figure out.